I asked you guys over on my Instagram to send me some questions about my Makoti journey. So in this video, I'm going to be answering those questions. Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Zinhle aka Sipahle, and as you can see, I'm a Makoti darling. I've been sharing glimpses and glares of my journey right here on YouTube and also a little bit on my Instagram. What is a series without a little bit of a Q&A, right? So this video is going to be me answering the questions that I've received on my community tab and also over on Instagram on my question sticker. So before I get into the first question, let's just start off with a disclaimer. The answers to these questions are obviously based on my own opinion. They are not prescriptive or facts, but they're just my own lived experience throughout the last 2.5, almost 3 months. Okay, so let's get into the first question. So the first question and a lot of other questions that I received were about how true is it that Makoti have to work. And the one that I want to focus on is this question right here. So this question is asking me, is it really what it seems? Like, do we work a lot? And do we work early in the morning? So for me, a short answer to that question is no, not really. But I just feel like I should give you a little bit of context. So my husband and I, we don't live with my in-laws, okay? So we have our own house that we live in, so we don't live with our in-laws. This context is important because it might be different for somebody who actually lives full-time with their in-laws, right? So based on the fact that I don't actually live with the in-laws and I live in my own household, I don't work all that much. Like in terms of chores and housework and all of that stuff, I don't work all that much. Whatever there is to do, we'll both do it. It's just a matter of the house needs to be kept up, so we keep it up. Waking up in the morning, well, I am an early riser, but that's just me. I love to catch the morning air. I love to do things in the morning. That's the time where I pray, I meditate, I, do all of that stuff. So that's more of a personal thing. Actually, when I was in Etowa, I've been there like twice. I've only slept over there once. So the one time that I slept over there, which was the day that I became a Makoti, or that weekend, I woke up at like 5 a.m. because, as I said, I'm an early riser. My mom is also an early riser, so we were up at 5 something to 5 already. But when I went to the kitchen, already bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to work, nobody was there. So yeah, it was only later where they were like, no, relax, you don't need to be getting up at 5 in the morning. Yeah, just take your time. And yeah, so I ended up having to sort of wait for everyone to get up until everybody started like roaming around, and that's when I was then able to go and join everybody and prepare the breakfast that we were going to serve. So yeah, it does depend on where you are married into, but personally for me, it is not a necessity to wake up at 5 in the morning. The only other time where I was required to wake up at like before 5 o'clock in the morning, it was when I was going to attend umgidi of one of the people that I know within like my community. So Umkweta was going to arrive early in the morning. That is the reason why we were there at like 5:30, 6. But yeah, for the most part, my life as a wife is quite easy. I did not experience, any just heavy work. Like I said in the previous video, the heaviest thing that I've had to do so far is to chop cabbage. And that for me has been a challenge. That for me is the challenge that I have been faced with so far. It's the biggest challenge that I've been faced with. It is cabbage, right? So as I said, might not be the same for other people, but for myself and what I've experienced, I haven't actually worked a lot. Obviously, or when there's like something, you will obviously be busy, like a family function. You'll obviously be busy, but it's not only Makoti who are busy, you know, everyone is busy at that time because everyone is trying for this event to be a success. So that's the only time where I feel like, not me in the background, child. That's the only time where I feel like, okay, it's getting a lot. But, you know, now that it's no longer December time and things have sort of like slowed down, nah, I didn't work a lot, even in December. Be that as it may, the work itself was not too overbearing. Yeah, I won't say that it was a hassle for me at all. It was not too much. It wasn't overwhelming at all. So yeah, next question. What is the hardest thing about ukukotiza? The hardest thing about ukukotiza for me so far, like I said, has been cabbage. I think we have established the fact that cabbage is the enemy. We should discontinue cabbage as a whole. Like, we should discontinue cabbage. Cabbage is out. It should be cancelled today, not tomorrow. Cabbage needs to be cancelled immediately, as soon as possible. At your earliest convenience, make sure that you cancel cabbage. That is literally the hardest thing that I have experienced about being a wife or being a makoti. It's literally cabbage. Again, someone asked me, do you actually work to the bone? No, I did not work to the bone, but I am aware at certain households that people actually work until they're about to pass out. And to those people, I say, I'm so sorry, but I did not experience that. I actually didn't even need a Red Bull. The only time that I drank a Red Bull was the day after I became a makoti, only because I stayed up all night chatting with my mom, and then the following day I was just too tired to function. So I had to, you know, get some help from a Red Bull, but all in all, I did not work to the bone. I think it's safe to say that I am indeed an egg. I think I'm an egg. I think I am being treated or socialized as an egg, and I don't mind that because I love that for myself. But yeah, nothing too hectic. I haven't had like the opportunity to ndipheke phandle, ndibe ndisenza imililo and all of that stuff, ndibe ndisitsha. I did not go through that. We cooked on a gas stove, which is like normal. Everything is just normal. You know, it's true when they say that the Lord will not give you a burden that is too big for you to bear, because and if I was married into a household where I was the only makoti or the one that needs to work the hardest, child, I don't know how I would have survived in that situation, because mnashem kwasekhaya ndiliqanda and yabo ndiyazonqenela. I mean, I do my chores just because, you know, it's literally my house. So I do it now just to survive, right? But you know, if I had to be in a situation where it was me being the main character, the only one who has to work, if I was married into those households where I have to go fetch water and come back and bekela abantu amanzi ovasa, and that is not my portion. But yeah, if it's something that needs to be done, I'll do it. but andinguye mani laa mntu angade asebenze yedwa. Yho, angadikwa nayo le nto yosebenza ndedwa bekhona abantu. So the next question is, it has to be my favorite. It says, I so hate making tea. How do you feel about the fact that umakoti should make tea? Well, I've not experienced having to make tea for the whole village. I think the times that I've had to make tea was just, for the VIPs, for the elderly ladies, and for the tamkhulu, no tata ke abafiu. It's just a few people that I've had to make tea for. So I haven't experienced making tea to a big scale. But I kind of enjoy it, I kind of enjoy that moment because I'm new to the family, okay? I'm new, I don't know a lot of the people, right? So making that tea, it allowed me to sort of meet everyone, the elders in particular. It allowed me to meet the elderly women, and them, they like to chat, they like to joke, they like to just ask questions, and I enjoy them. I love them. I love going to make tea for them. And then also otamkhulu and otata bakhona, just getting to meet them, right? So it's that whole situation. That's just my perspective on it. I just felt like it was a way for me to meet everyone, so that xa umabani, that ndingabi confused about which mama is this, I was able to meet, a lot of people through the tea making. So kuzothiwa xa kusithiwa umabani, and then I'd be like, which one is that? And they'll be like, the one that was dressed in a certain way, and I'll be like, oh, okay, so I'm able to then feel part of the family because people aren't strangers to me. I've already met people, I've chatted with people, we've got inside jokes with people. So yeah, for me, like I said, it was just a way for me to just get to know people, and it was actually kind of exciting. Like, this whole Makoti journey for me has been exciting. It's something new, it's something I've always aspired to do, and I'm doing it, and it's my favorite phase of my life, Ingase ingapheli, guys. Like, I'm so sad that it's shortly coming to an end, but ingase ingapheli. Ciao. I've gained so much perspective, and I've changed so much in just 2 months. It's ridiculous. It's the most amazing thing I've ever done in my life. So yeah, I don't mind the tea making. I feel like imnandi wethu andiyazi, imnandi laa nto. Makoti iza sifuna uphunga. I love it. And my family doesn't overdo it. 1 cup is, it's not that thing where uhleli nje wenziti. There's like tea time, and then you're done, and then you feed them, and then tea time, and then it's done, So it's not like the whole day uhleli nje wenza iti, wenza iti, So I really don't mind it. I'm so sorry that you hate it, but for me, I love it. And then another question that I got is, how long are you going to wear the black doek for? So this one. So the first doek that I got was the matte black, the ikechemia. So I wore that for, I think, a day or 2 days, a day and a half. Then I switched into this one, and this is the one that I've been wearing ever since. And I think I'm going to wear this one for 3 months. Once I change out of impahla zobumakoti, then I will still have a doek on, but it won't be black. I'll have I can choose whatever doek I want to wear after that, but it just won't be the black one. And then the last question is, Do you know what style or fashion you will gravitate towards when you go back to regular clothing? And this is such a stressful question for me because no, I do not know. But the one thing that I'm sure about is that my clothing is definitely going to be modest. Yeah, and that's just on being a wife and being a Latter-day Saint. So I'm quite used to modesty. I'm not really stressed about the modesty part of it, but trying to find a style in today's world, trying to find a style that is both stylish and modest, guys, it's such a struggle. It's such a struggle out there. Let me tell you, it's such a struggle to find clothes that aren't going to make you look like a grandma, you know, because I am in my 20s, and as much as I want to be modest, I also want to be trendy, and I also want to be stylish, and I also want to be usisi, you know. I don't want to be called ma or mama or gogo, or, you know, I want to be usisi, you know, at this point in time in my life. So yeah, I haven't found like a style that I kind of gravitate towards right now. But I do know I want to look, you know, elegant and age appropriate. I want to look put together, you know, whatever that means. I want to look put together. I want to incorporate like more exciting, fashionable pieces into my wardrobe, because before my dress style was kind of just like blank canvas. You know, I used to wear just solid colors, preferably like black or some kind of neutral brownish, you know, those tones, you know. So now I really want to just experiment with color and patterns and, you know, fabrics. That's the one thing where I'm like, I want to experiment with fabrics. So for example, like your silks and, you know, stuff like that. I want to play around with fabrics a lot, but I have not found my style as yet. But I think in the meantime, while I find my style, something that is really going to come in clutch is that I'm just gonna get a whole lot of dresses that I can wear on a daily basis, just wear dresses, until I can figure out sort of like what style I like and what style suits me and I'm comfortable with. But a big part of my style is going to be modesty and, I don't want to say trendy, put together and modest and fashionable, put together, modest. That is going to be what I gravitate towards when I eventually start getting back to regular programming. So yeah, as for my Makoti attire, I actually have a full and thorough explanation going from the head even down to the toes of what each and every component of the Makoti attire stands for and what it means. So if you are interested in seeing that, make sure you go ahead and click on this video over here, and I'll see you next week for another video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.